Uniqueness is your superpower. After a successful but unfulfilling career in tech, I set off to uncover what makes people successful and satisfied. I discovered the systems of astrology and human design, studied and applied them for years, and exchanged my 9-to-5 for the entrepreneur's adventure. Now I share insight from the cosmic cutting edge. This podcast is for ambitious people ready to use their unique genius to create wealth, positive impact, and personal fulfillment. We'll talk personal branding, business, and leadership. Time to be courageous and seen. Let's reach for the stars. So real, so live.
Yes. Live in the studio.
I know, right? I like this vibe as well.
Yeah,
Just
cozy,
so
relaxed, grounding down. I can't wait.
Okay. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to the Jupiter series. In this series, I'm interviewing people that are well known for their work. And this is the first video, so I don't have a teleprompter. I don't have this memorized. So I'm going to read from my notes.
Okay.
We will chat about the parts of their astrology or human design that support them in being creative, taking action, and being seen. The planet Jupiter is about expansion, leadership, generosity, and higher purpose. Let their stories inspire us as we embrace our gifts and get ready to make our own bold moves and big magic. I'm so
Thank you. And I love that you're like, I don't have a teleprompter. I'm just like, read this out loud.
This is my teleprompter.
There you
my
go.
Book. I know. So obviously you see this incredible, well, if you're watching the video, you're going to see this incredible person with me now, Colin Bedell. And I just can't wait to introduce him to you because he is such a special person, an incredible astrologer, an incredible mind, and a friend. And I'm just so excited that you get to be my first guest.
Me too.
Like, hello.
Me too. Thank you for those kind words.
It couldn't have worked out more perfectly. And so we're here together in my mom's house in London just to set the vibe.
Yeah.
And just being able to do this together in the same room is so special because I think a lot of times, you know, a lot of these interviews I'm sure that I'm going to do, we're going to be on Zoom.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah. So
and
it's
just
just nice that it's in person.
Yes.
It's a totally different energy.
It's a different energy.
Yeah.
I love it. Okay. So let me introduce you to Colin. If you are uninitiated, get ready, buckle up. Gemini twin from Long Island, New York, and creator of the brand QueerCosmos. Passionate student of secular personal growth systems and universal spiritual themes explained in A Course in Miracles. Well and Good magazine listed Colin as one of the most influential people in the wellness industry and an innovator. And I could not agree more. He's written several books on astrology, including this one.
Okay.
So this that I'm holding up for those of you listening, this is called A Little Bit of Astrology, an Introduction to the Zodiac. And I love this book because it's just like a beautiful taste to get people going and get people started on a system that can often feel quite intimidating, right?
Oh, definitely, definitely.
And you have a few other books as well.
Yes.
Do you want to
Sure. The second one is QueerCosmos, the astrology of queer identities and relationships. But anybody can read. It's just looking at astrology from a queer lens. And the third book is Gemini. So it's just about Gemini.
Just Gemini.
If you love a Gemini, if you have Gemini placements, I highly recommend reading it. I'm a Gemini twin. So Gemini is the sign of the twins. And I felt so honored to, I can say literally write the book on Gemini.
You literally wrote the book.
book.
That sounds like something you say as you're flipping your hair, walking out and slamming
Seriously,
the door.
yeah. I wrote the book on this. Hair flip, hair slam.
So yes, you've written these incredible books on astrology. Everyone should go out and get them immediately. And you currently write horoscopes for The Magic of I.
Yes.
The new and the
yes.
first one. I enjoy those. I receive them in my inbox every time. And you have recently been on the hit first of its kind astrology dating show called Written in the Stars, which you can catch on Discovery Plus as of today's date, 2023. And it's also on something called The Maxes, which I did not know about because I now live in England.
Yeah, that's right.
So, you know, Okay, so I'm just so excited for this conversation. That's the introduction to you.
Me too.
It's going to be so good because this Jupiter series, I've been dreaming of this for years, like doing a series where I actually get to ask people who really have kind of achieved a level of mastery over their craft, whatever that craft is, right? And they are well known for their talents. I want to talk about aspects of your chart that really you can see shining through.
Oh,
And it's so special
it's like
to
a
do
reading.
it. Yeah, it's kind of like a
reading. That's so
reading.
cool. That's so cool.
Yeah, and people can listen for, you know, things that they might share with you in their own chart and things that might be really different.
Love it.
And just get inspired. So
Libra.
So Libra. So I've got 6, actually I should say that. So we should introduce ourselves. So I am a Libra sun, Gemini moon, Pisces rising, and Sagittarius midheaven. I am not mysterious about any of that. It's so funny, you know, a lot of people are afraid, like they don't share their charts, right? And I just think that taking little nuggets, like what we're going to talk about today, out of a chart can really just be so illuminating. So I can't wait to get into it. Okay, we're not shy. We're not shy.
No.
So
Gemini, no. Open books.
Open books. Okay. No secrets.
No.
So we're gonna, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take you through 6 questions.
Oh, great. Okay.
That will help illuminate some of your experience and what you're feeling at.
Oh.
And then we're gonna have a rapid fire series of questions at the very end. So I just can't wait to get into it. Okay. Question number 1. What is your relationship with astrology and or human design? Love it, hate it, or don't know her?
Okay, not Mariah Carey. Like we always break her in the chat. I know. If you don't know that metaphor, like you don't know me.
I'm sorry, we can't.
Yeah, no, that's criminal in this day and age. Astrology, love her. Human design, I don't know her, but not
like that.
Right? Yeah, I know. I'm like, I love this, but I'm not
not
Mariah. Yeah, but she's a Long Island girl, so like. No, all right. No, I think honestly, my brain can only do one esoteric system at a time.
Really?
Yeah, I think because
that surprises me about you.
Because I do love other cross-disciplinary things.
Yeah, there's so much like, in there.
Astrology and other things. I really just don't think I have the brain power for astrology, human design, gene keys, numerology. Plus everything else. Yeah. You know, so I love it. And like, yeah, we can't all, nobody has the whole
it's a gift and a curse, like, because I love learning all of them. And then I'm like, speaking about, and people like, wait, and I'm like, oh yeah, because that's your, you know, radiance gene key, but it's also your unconscious sun. And then that's also in your 5th house. And like, people are like, oh my God.
Girl, what?
Lingo heavy as well. So it's really
But you're a Pisces rising. So like, you better have a firm understanding of all those mystical things. My Gemini ass is like 2. Just 2, maybe just 1. Yeah.
So your relationship with astrology, like when did you don't have to give me the whole story, but like how old were you when you really kind of started studying it seriously? Or when?
I started learning when I was 11 or 12. What was really interesting is my twin sister found the very first chart I ever printed in 2001, and it was hers.
Oh my God.
So that was really wild. We saw astrology.com from like 2001.
Oh my God.
So crazy.
Is 11 or 12 your first Jupiter return? Yeah.
Yeah. So
it's a very pivotal age. And we're talking about Jupiter.
Yeah, right.
So
there you go. Yeah. And I knew you were going to ask, but I don't always talk about how my sister found it. But yeah, so my twin sister, my Gemini twin sister. So I found astrology right around that time. But my mother was talking about it in the house often. And then I would say that I started just taking deeper dives mid to late teens, but formally learning with other astrologers in my early 20s at my second Jupiter return, 23, 24.
Isn't that amazing?
Of course, yeah.
Isn't that amazing? Astrology. And we did not plan that.
No.
This is an unfolding.
Yes, yeah, and the whole day has been, okay? So like, please understand, I am coming in completely empty of expectation and anticipation, and I'm okay with that because I trust you so much. But yeah, so it was my second Jupiter return, and and to be honest, like I think it was almost it served me that I was simply learning because I wanted to learn Jupiter and Gemini. That's my natal placement. You know, I really had up until about a year before my career started,
Mhm.
zero ambition of ever doing this professionally.
Wow.
I still can't believe, like,
Do you feel like
I'm in that
astrology
moment-
chose you?
Oh
Like,
God,
one of those
doesn't
things
it?
like
But doesn't every discipline,
Yeah.
doesn't
I
every
feel the same. Yeah.
craft,
Mhm.
yeah, it
Mhm.
kind of appoints you, it anoints and appoints, you know, and
Yeah.
so
I love that.
yeah, astrology definitely chose me, and I certainly can't talk about anything else. I'm glad that I said, okay.
You were hooked.
Yes.
I love that. Question number 2. So I want to get into a little bit under the hood here and talk about 4 parts of your cosmic blueprint, as I call it,
Okay.
that I'd love to chat about. So
Sure.
there are these 4 elements that I know about you or about your chart, I should say, that I would love to hear. I'm going to kind of give you my take on it. And then I would love for you to share if you have any kind of thoughts on it, if they resonate, or if you can really see where these parts of you have really supported you in your work.
Yeah.
In your
Oh,
career.
yeah.
And I mean, thinking about this Jupiter series, it's like being seen.
Yeah.
Right. It's like expansion.
Yes,
It's
yes.
all these good
Vision.
things, abundance, all those things.
Yeah.
So the first one, I actually want to start with human design.
Okay.
So yeah,
But I don't know about.
I
don't know. But go ahead.
Paul,
Teach me.
So human design, I want to talk about your aura type in
Okay.
human design, which is called manifesting generator.
Ooh. Okay.
And for those of you who are new to human design, there are 5 types and 4 different aura types. So the manifesting generator is a hybrid type. So some people count it as a separate one. You know, don't worry, we're not going to get into fisticuffs here. Some people say, oh no, there's only 4 types. Right. Yeah, no. But the manifesting generator, I claim that as a 5th type,
Okay.
definitely, because I'm also an MG, of course.
Oh,
So it's
so
personal.
it's personal, baby.
Okay.
The political is personal.
Yes, and exactly. And so manifesting generators are hybrid type between manifestors and generators.
Ooh, okay.
They're kind of, I would say, like 80% generator, 20% manifestor. And so we are really designed to, if I'm thinking about like our work, we're not here to necessarily niche in one thing too tightly. Of course, there's always other aspects of the chart. We always give this caveat, right? It's not, we're not here to put ourselves in a box, but there's this incredible power of the manifesting generator, which is about change. They're about like exploration, they're about change, they're about wanting to learn new things, and they're here to be unconventional.
Ooh.
And so how that translates in career is that you're probably going to have like a non-linear, unconventional experience in your career, but truly, the more that you follow pleasure and passion, the more successful you become. And it's a very big energy. So a lot of times people who are manifesting generators, we have this conditioning and we're kind of like too much for people. People say, oh, you're too much. You need to be quieter. You're taking all the attention. Why can't you just fill in the blank, right? That's often something we kind of grow up with. And so, but the secret is that we need to realize our muchness and we need to allow that to be seen. And that just, it's like it powers people up. It's like a sun. It's like a. So what do you think about that?
I actually am not thinking, I'm feeling for once. Okay. I'm feeling just really moved by that analysis because like never in a million years would I have thought that chart that I printed in 2001 would bring me all the way to London.
Right?
Like when I see that in its scope, I'm just like,
or Greece.
Greece. Oh my God.
On a TV show in Greece.
And folks, like caveat here, like my parents have never been able to leave the country because of financial resource limitations. So like this was not something that I was like visibly exposed to. This is not something that this is just astonishing to me, you know? And so being here, talking about what I want to talk about with my friends because of passions that I've had is, I don't even have the words. It truly feels miraculous.
Yes. And it makes you glow like when you do that. And it's very magnetic. Like manifesting generators are very magnetic. Like you will just walk down the street and people will be like, are you famous? Do I know you? Right? Like you don't have to have a TV show for that. That happens to me. That happens to me all the time. People are like,
but you are a cosmic queen, honey.
Well, yeah,
So look, I mean,
I'm
like,
just saying.
I feel like I'm on her throne. I'm like, you should have sat here this whole time. I'm like, I'm in the wrong seat.
No, I'm happy. This is great. I
Okay,
can lean
okay.
in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
So I love this. And I think this is a beautiful part of you that shines in your career.
Cute.
So let's talk about another kind of shining.
Okay.
The Leo
Oh,
rising.
Jesus. Another thing that I'm just like, yes, just so much trouble.
Oh yeah. Oh, let's talk about, okay.
Oh,
So Leo
my
rising. So
God.
here's my take on Leo rising. I like to see, and I know that astrologers, like this is controversial.
Oh,
People see the rising sign very differently.
okay.
Right. So when I first studied astrology, I was taught that it's the mask that we wear, it's what people see first.
Yeah.
And I've since changed my mind about that.
Oh.
And it's my prerogative, right?
Okay,
To
yeah,
change
yes,
my mind.
yes,
I am a woman.
yes.
Okay. But so I now see the rising sign as the ruler of the first house, which it is,
Mhm.
but it's like it's moving downward and inward. And so I see the first house, the ascendant, the rising sign as our inner motivation and the way that we see ourselves and the thing that gets us started on our hero's journey. And so the way I would interpret that with Leo rising is that it's like really wanting to enjoy life. I think that
Yeah.
is an inner motivation. Enjoy life, be playful, receive positive attention,
Hmm.
and like do things that are brave. I think there's this
Okay.
real drive to be brave, to be courageous, to be seen as well, that comes with the Leo rising.
Mm.
And we got to satisfy that. And
Yeah,
if we
totally.
don't, we're in self-denial of ourselves and our heart. Yeah, what do you think about your Leo rising and how that may have helped you in your career?
Yeah, well, you just gave me an aha moment
Mm.
because, well, two things. Like, I would say most of my life, I was in like professional situations where I just didn't feel belonging.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, no, I did not. Like, I was in like labor places that definitely didn't support my skill set.
Mm.
And then truly a rising fashion. I actually thought that fashion modeling, which is what I did from
Yes.
one Jupiter return to another, would like really help me,
Yeah.
like see the world, do those
Yeah, of
things.
course.
And like, it's not all that glitters is gold, you know? So like, I would get work, but then wasn't allowed to speak, wasn't allowed to talk, in and out.
Yeah.
It's
The
very,
puzzling of which is
Yeah.
the worst thing you can do to a Leo rising, right?
or yeah, probably because you think like, well, yeah, like you're on a runway, what's the problem? And it's like,
It's not your
no,
it's not your essence,
no,
your design, your
no.
voice.
And then I would like get in trouble for like how much I would curse. Oh my
Of course
God,
you
all
did.
the time. How direct I was. Like, they were telling me, like, can you walk in with a skateboard and like look more masculine? And I'm like, no. I'm like,
No.
tweaking my walk. Yeah. And I'm
How
like,
dare they?
yeah. And then, but actually, a Pisces friend of mine was like, I don't really think you should be celebrated for your body. I think you should be celebrated for your mind. So you should go back to school and da 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 da. And that's what I wound up doing. So then there was that notice of like, wow, these traditional places of employment do not, I felt very disconnected and honestly a lot of fear and anticipatory anxiety around, will I ever find a place of professional belonging? And because I wasn't thriving professionally, I told myself a story that I couldn't possibly work. Maybe I'm lazy. Maybe I just don't have it in me because I was not in an environment.
Yes.
And then I would say what really like was the catapult as I'm in London, which so much synchronicity here, but my best friend who is British, she passed away. And I really think that like the Leo rising initiation is you have to be brokenhearted.
Oh, yeah.
Leo rules the
Yeah,
heart.
it
And when
does.
my friend died, there was an anguish that I felt that I still have never felt as acutely to this day. And she died just a month after my website went live. And so I think it was a baptism by fire. And I think it was like, Leo is not, I stand my sacred ground and I'm doing this. It's like, no, I got my heart broken. I love so deeply and it was anguish. And then there was a whole inner outer energy. And I think because I saw the fragility and the preciousness of life, not to be that cliche, but because I saw death so acutely, I was like, okay, well then what does it mean for me to be fully alive? And how do I respond to my friend's death with as much life force as possible.
Yes.
Because she was
yes.
sucked the life force.
And I think that that is like a beautiful thing that Leo is so good at, is that sometimes people dismiss Leo. Like when I say playful and fun,
Yeah.
I don't mean not serious. I mean that like they're able to like laugh because they've experienced the break, right?
Yeah.
And it's
there's
like
laughter in hell.
they have recognized like how, like you said, how precious like playfulness, laughter, friendship, you know, love, like all of those things are very Leo, to recognize like, oh, but I can laugh anyway, but I can play anyway, but I can, it's like the rising up.
Yeah. And it brought me to that place of like, okay, now here we go. Let me put my work out there. Maybe she's going to help. And then it took me about almost a year and a half to really feel like, okay, I can manage my own business.
Yes.
I can rely on myself and I can put my work out there. Nothing was given initially in the work where I felt like I was worthy. I felt like I had what it takes. Like when we were on Instagram Live today.
Worthiness is such a thing.
100%.
Total Leo conundrum is that I have a drive to be seen in what I do in a positive way and to put my heart on the line. But do I feel worthy? That's the thing.
And I really didn't for a year and a half. And it's because I didn't have the experience yet, because again, like I was fired from a job, you know, I wasn't really given those, like the spaces, the mentorship. I was a 20-something idiot, you know, so like, come on. But but now that I have like sustained it in a way, like I feel like my Leo rising really comes out while I hopefully can empower people to be brave and afraid at the same time.
Yes.
And to really take love so seriously. I don't think Leo has a monopoly on love, but I know for damn sure I love hard and deeply. And I'm not fucking around when it comes to my relationships in the way that I love. And when I see people pretend like that's not important, or pretend that it's more important to be serious and cynical instead of lead from the heart, like we're going to have a big problem.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the quote.
We're gonna have a problem. Yeah, right.
Be cynical and serious. Yeah, that's it. You know, it's so everything you said. I'm not even gonna add to it. It's just
probably
perfect. Perfect.
Obviously.
No. So beautiful. Now, as a pivot, I love to connect the rising sign to the midheaven.
Oh, yeah, please. Yeah.
So the rising sign being that inner motivation and everything you just described, like, beautiful. Like, I just feel like a breath for that. Like so beautiful. And then, but then also there's this side of us that's like, okay, my inner motivation, the thing that kind of pushes me out the door of my safe space in my house. And now I'm here to stretch into a leader who is ready to support other people as well, because what you do, like your work is also very much service oriented, right? Your work is all about service. And so the point in your chart that really looks at that is the midheaven. So like, how are you also being of service to others, you know, the purpose of your work and what people see in you, which interestingly, you have a Taurus midheaven.
I do. I'm gonna get emotional again. I'm just fucking crying.
We often attract our midheaven very much so.
I love my Taurus.
And I think that I wanted to talk about this really quickly, because I think that people would be surprised maybe at your Taurus midheaven, but then I also not surprised, because they see, well, I think that your Gemini-ness shines through so clearly in your content, right? Like the bright, light, funny, genius, clever, like, oh my God, just all the things, the communication, the air sign that is very much there. And then, but then we have this really like firm, strong, stable Taurus midheaven. And I see it, but I think it bears like talking about a little bit. So that Taurus midheaven, I call it the guardian. In my system of
I love your archetype.
Leadership archetypes. I call it the guardian. I think it's very much about guarding the quality, guarding the value, guarding like the essence of something. And so when I see people who have Taurus midheavens, like I'm about to start working with someone, bringing them onto my team who's Taurus midheaven. Yeah. And so Taurus midheavens are like, you know, you can rely on them. There's this reliability. They are secret keepers, and they love to look at the past to inform the present and the future. And I think that's something that you're very good at. So even though we see the sparkly, bright Leo rising a lot, and the sparkly bright Gemini a lot. I think that that Taurus midheaven is really guiding the ship in a beautiful way. What do you think about that with your career?
Well, thank you for that feedback. Yeah, because I don't know what people would or would not be surprised to hear about me. So I'm like,
the most earthy of
yeah,
Earth
yeah,
signs.
yes.
And I don't think people think of Earth, maybe Capricorn,
Yeah.
but not Earth energy when they think of you.
Probably not. No. God bless. I don't. It's okay. Yeah.
No, I mean that.
Yeah. No. I know.
No,
No shade. It's just like you're a Gemini. So open the window, let the air in. Yeah. I think actually what's really served me around my Taurus midheaven is like the most instructive career I've ever had for becoming an astrologer was when I worked as a bridal stylist.
Ooh,
In J. Crew on Fifth Avenue. And what was so cool about that was like the Taurus energy of relationality, materiality, the story of love. How do people get along? How do they meet? These, like, that was one of the coolest jobs, maybe the coolest job I've ever had. And like Taurus is ruled by Venus of love, relationships. Like we had to get secure really quickly. I had to learn how to make women feel safe on a very emotionally compromising day.
Yes.
And right. So like that really trained me for it. And then I think what I try to do with my Taurus midheaven is just really understand that I will have zero professional security if I am not identifying and implementing my values.
Yes.
Because like you said, the guardian of the values.
Yes.
And since my career started, and it really hasn't changed, but my values have been autonomy and connection. So it's been very Aries Libra.
Yeah.
And so all the choices that I make, all the things that I say yes to, all the things that I say no to have to be moved through that filter of like, is this about autonomy and is this about connection? If the answer is no, it's got to go. If the answer is yes, it's a full-bodied yes. And I actually think that's protected me.
Oh yeah.
Because speaking of guardianship, we can identify when people are in this industry for the glamour and for the I'm a helper, I'm a healer, this and that, and God bless.
Oh yeah, God bless.
Whereas like when you implement and internalize your values, like you don't even need to fucking talk that talk because you're walking the goddamn walk. Your results will speak for themselves. And like I have been, and I got the receipts to prove that I am collaborating and I am doing my best to uplift and I'm doing my best to pass the mic and I'm doing my best to share and allow a sense of like Taurus sufficiency in as many places as I can and just give people like a space of joy and safety and having the safety to have joy. You know, like at the end of the day, I want my work to feel like a dance floor. At the end of the day, I want, which is very Taurus, right? Like
I love
disco.
that. Leo.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah, both. Because
in different ways, complementary ways.
Yes, and now you just need to think of this too. Like so, historically speaking, Studio 54 was a Taurus.
No way, really?
Yeah. Oh yeah, April 25th. It opened up on April 25th.
Okay.
And so like my vibe is meet your bitches in sequins on the dance floor. Okay, it's a New York City night. I'm sorry, London, but I'm with my bitches on a Friday night in Manhattan only. Okay, and we're dancing and we're having a great time. And the whole week was terrible, but we're having a fucking grand old time. The Donna Summer and all the things. And then we go out and we're like, by the way, like, how are you doing?
Yeah,
like you're all right. Like, and just those moments.
Yeah,
right. Yeah, you need some snack. Do you need a minute? Do you want to talk? Do you want to cry? Because those were the best nights I've ever had in the city where like I go out, have a great time, and then meet new friends and just like shoot the shit and talk. So that's my Taurus midheaven.
Okay, so I love that so much. Moving from the 10th house to the 11th really quickly, because I know we're like short on time. So the 11th house is where your Jupiter is.
Yes.
Jupiter and Gemini in the 11th. So community, how has that impacted your work? I mean, I know that's a really big question, but I feel like you are very good. I mean, even just QueerCosmos automatically creates a community when you hear it. You know if that's for you or not.
I hope.
You know, and that's what I hope with Cosmic Queen as well. It's like when you hear those words, you're gonna have an automatic reaction. When you hear QueerCosmos, you're gonna have an automatic reaction. You're like, oh my God, yes, yes, please give me more, right? And so with that community element, I think you're very much a leader of community, you're a creator of community, you're a magnet for community. Would you agree with that? Well,
damn, I would hope. Yeah, that's definitely the standard. So thank you, Libra, for like being like this back to you. That would thrill me. Yeah, because like we were saying earlier, I just know that there's a lot of people who are experiencing loneliness and disconnection from folks, and that's so normal. And I do not want to contribute in any way to maximize disconnection. So I just want to be.
And you connect us through ideas, you know, which is the Jupiter and Gemini too, through ideas and through our technology, our screens.
Oh yeah, hello.
Like I mean, here we are. We have multiple screens going, multiple technologies, and your TV show, your books. I mean, you are the personification of Jupiter and Gemini.
Thank you.
I just have to say it. Yeah,
thank you.
So fun. Okay, so we've got just a few more questions. We're gonna go rapid fire. What is your least favorite thing about your work? Don't think about it. Just say it.
And to be really honest with you, that I can't talk to everybody.
Yeah.
That's so fucking hard.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah, I wish I had more time.
More time. What is your most favorite thing about your work?
Jesus fucking Christ. So God forgive me. Like the unbelievable exhilaration and freedom. Like I just feel so happy that I don't have to ask anybody for anything at any fucking time. I am my own boss. I do what I want, when I want, where I want, with who I want, whenever the fuck I want.
Yes.
And that's it.
Yes. I love that. Manifesting generator all the way. What era are you in right now?
Exploration and education. Yeah, I'm going through a big night house transit.
Yes.
So it's been a lot about.
You're traveling. You're everywhere. You're here, there, and everywhere. I see you. I'm like, where is he? And
Gemini.
like, literally, I text
Where
you.
is he?
Oh, are you coming? You're coming to London today, right? You're like, no, I'm on a plane to LA. And then I'm coming to London. I'm like,
as long as you're gonna get here though, right? Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Gemini's always indefinite maybe. Yeah.
Soon.
Yeah, I know. Don't know when.
Yeah,
don't wait up. I'll text you when I get there.
That's an amazing era to be in.
Yeah, thank you.
And last question before we do our last rapid fire.
Yeah.
Around here, we like to say, reach for the stars, meaning follow your dreams and don't settle for everyday boredom.
Yes.
What would you say to someone ready to reach for the stars?
Well, it's interesting because it might seem counterintuitive to the question, but I would probably say find practical magic first.
Yeah.
You know, Virgo season.
Grounding first.
Yeah. Like when the window was open today while I was meditating and I just felt the wind, I was like, this is beautiful. There's nowhere else I'd rather be than right here in the morning in London, window open, fresh air, and like just be here now. Find the sufficiency now. Be present to what is now.
Yes.
And then ask yourself, okay, and what can I do differently? But I would say find the practical magic first. See the magic in the mundane.
I hear your Taurus midheaven stabilizer leader energy all over that.
Oh yeah.
Beautiful.
Well, you didn't give me the space to do it, so thank you.
Thank you. That's really going to support people. Okay, so last I want to finish with my version of the famous rapid fire questionnaire by Proust.
Okay.
Reimagined by Bernard Pivot and James Lipton.
We have a philosopher, baby.
We have, in the house. Rapid fire.
Okay.
What is your favorite word?
Fuck.
What is your least favorite word?
Honestly, nuance.
Oh, really?
Even though I love nuance. Can I just go on a rant real fast?
Yes, okay, real fast. Yes.
Because like the girlies that love to say nuance actually have no nuance, but you know what they fucking do? They say nuance in a way that annoys me. Nuance.
Now I'm gonna think about it every time I
discussion. Oh yeah, well, I'm waiting for it. Where is it? Nuance. Yes or no? I'm sorry.
We do have a studio audience.
Yes or no?
We do have a studio.
Where is nuance? I don't hear it. You just know that like popular girls use that word. Somebody use it. Well, I don't hear it. So it's that word.
Nuance. You heard it here.
I prefer distinction.
What is your favorite curse word?
Cunts. And I'm so glad I'm in England and I can say that like I just said, paper. Yeah.
Don't worry, you can say anything you want on this.
They love this word. Americans.
They love, Americans know British, yes.
Yes.
What?
I'm glad I'm here. Go ahead.
What turns you on creatively, spiritually, or emotionally?
Anything involving desire, eros, vibrancy, aliveness. Anything involving like just the rapture of full aliveness.
Yes. Yes. What turns you off?
Help rejecting complainers.
Oh, I'm not supposed to comment, sorry.
You comment.
James Lipton, just to let you guys know. He's good at not commenting. Rest in peace.
Actor studio, no?
Yeah, he was
Yeah,
inside the actor
that's my
studio.
school.
That's what.
Yeah, that's so funny.
Similar question.
Yeah.
Okay, rest in peace.
Rest in
So,
peace.
favorite book, movie, or podcast right now? Like, what's something that you're just really loving?
Trisha Hersey's Rest is Resistance.
Okay,
Yeah,
I love that.
yeah,
Such a worthy choice.
100%.
I
Yeah,
love that.
Rest is Resistance.
What profession other than your own would you like to attempt?
I would like to be an assassin.
The guardian becomes
The killer. I know. My sound code is in the first house.
people wouldn't see you coming. So that's
Yeah,
great.
100%.
Very good.
Or
Okay.
like mob boss maybe, I'm not sure. Definitely organized crime.
Love it.
Criminal
What
activity.
profession would you not like to do?
I really would not want to be an athlete. Like
Mm.
a professional athlete.
Mhm.
Oh, I do not want to go to the gym. I don't want to go in these fucking smelly places. I don't want to do it. I don't.
Amazing.
Thank you.
Last question.
Yeah.
What, and this can be any topic for life or work, would you like to learn about next or learn to do or anything?
What would I like to learn about next? I would actually like to learn a little bit more about like business structure. I think I'm getting to a place where I'm like, all right,
Yeah.
certain things need to be changed, but I'm still in the exploration discovery phase. So like business structures, scaling, that whole boring shit that everybody needs to learn how to
But
do.
as a Taurus midheaven, like you gotta learn it,
I
right? Like it's so, and it will fascinate you, and I think it will
Yeah.
really inspire
Yes,
you.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, thank you for that, like light the fire under my ass. Yay.
Thank you so much
Oh.
for being here. This has been an incredible conversation.
Rachel,
I love
thank
it.
you.
We
You
laughed,
are-
we almost cried.
Yeah, I
felt
cried,
it
yeah.
all.
Yeah,
And
we did. In 20 minutes or less.
in 20
If I
minutes
was,
or
I was
less.
probably not.
Thank you so much. I know that this will really support people to get to know their own gifts, to embrace who they are, and to just go out there and make those bold moves and big magic. We're ready, honey.
We're ready.
Over
Okay.
and out. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.